Hola, culés. Buena tarde to Tom. We are live for another live watch along. Well, not live watch along, another episode of the Blaugrana Faithful Discussion. And of course, I have with me today Blaugrana Planet because by myself, it would be very boring. So you want to say hello?
Hey, what's up, everyone? Thank you, Barca Boy, for inviting me once again. Great pleasure to join your amazing channel. Great community you got going, and let's talk about our team, Barca. Vamos.
Yeah, we always do this. We always do a big stream at the beginning of the summer, at the end of the summer, and then at the beginning and the end of the transfer window as well. So what we want to do today is go through the possible ins and outs of Barcelona this summer. Of course, it'll be the first summer that Laporta can fully focus on Barcelona. Last summer he was busy because he just got elected. First summer with Xavi as well. A lot of things will be happening, and of course, they are planning for a big rebuild. But first, the rebuild starts, of course, with the money, and we did get the money on Thursday in the General Assembly. Did you watch it, or did you just see what happened at the end?
I watched some chunks of it. It was pretty long, and
Yeah,
but I watched the most important parts, and yeah. So yeah, I kind of did, yeah, but I
yeah,
didn't watch the full thing. But you know what? I could invest some time now after this and watch the whole thing because I really like it, man. In fact, I could have gone there, man. Maybe if they called me up. I wasn't called as a delegate, but
Mhm.
maybe one day, who knows?
One day, hopefully. I was watching it. I had it open in the background when I was doing other work, and it was very interesting. It's not like I've seen the other assemblies, like the one about the approving of the budgets and all that stuff, but this one was a bit more interesting. You felt more nervous, more pressure. And we saw some people talk. We saw Gaspar, the old president, talk. That
Right.
other agent, the old guy, talking absolute crap. I don't know what's his name. Is
There's
like Miguel or something like that.
Minguella. I mean, Minguella
Yeah,
is he's a nice guy, man. I like Minguella a lot, but
nice
it's
guy,
funny,
old guy,
yeah.
but
No,
his
but this guy is smart. He signed Maradona. He signed some really
yeah,
good players for
he got
Barcelona.
10 million from bringing Malcolm to Barcelona. Yeah,
No,
he's
well, his son did. His
oh
son,
his son.
the company of his son. This man is retired for
Yeah,
years, but yeah, no, it's funny how Gaspar, this guy was like the second worst president in the history. But
yeah.
then what he says, is not that bad. But
He was
apparently this guy
honest.
was,
He was
yeah,
honest.
he
He
was
said like,
honest.
"Look,
But
I wouldn't do this, but we have to do it. So we have to, back
exactly,
the Laporta."
it's pretty much my opinion. I mean, I wouldn't have sold chunks of the club, but it's do or die basically. So I'm up for it. And the best thing, there's some repurchase options. So you
Yeah.
know,
So of course, the big announcement in in the General Assembly was the approval of the TV rights and the sale of 49.9% of Barca license and merchandising. Now the two presentations were two very different. I think the first one, the BLM, was done by Oscar Gil, who was a bit boring to be honest, and then the other one, of course, was Eduardo Romeo. He presented it very well, but in the end, there was no worries. We heard some reports beforehand saying that some groups want to vote against it because the club weren't very transparent. But in the end, it was a clean slate. There was no words whatsoever, and the votes got approved. And they will be buy options back for both the operations. How do you feel about the operations? Do you think they're good value for money? Do you think it's not the ideal situation, but we have to do it in the end? What are your overall thoughts on those two sales?
I think they were carefully negotiated. That's the most important. No rush, no pressure. We did have pressure from La Liga, but that's what we try to avoid, right? With the CVC, not signing the CVC and signing this other TV rights agreement. We did give up more percentage for the TV rights, but at the end we're getting more money and less time for these TV rights. We're giving away for less time, right? So I think overall is well done, well executed. Obviously, the BLM, I think it's getting the right partner is the key, because getting the right partner, it can help us increase the business. And overall, yes, we are giving up 49.95% of the thing. But at the end of the day, is if we can get the right partner, we can actually increase our revenues, and we can get liquidity now. We can get the money now and make use of this money now to then invest it and then buy back that part of the BLM. At the end of the day, I think is a good thing that we can get the money now, restructure the club in the way that we need it, and financially get back to where we need to be in order to win titles and generate more money. So overall, it's certainly a risky position because you're selling a part of the business and now you're getting a lot of money, which if you don't invest right, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
But if you do make good business with this money that you're getting, then okay, you're back on track and certainly back on a good path. Therefore, risky, but it's better to do it now than be destroyed for the next 10 years.
Yeah, I think
And
you make a
then
good point about the using the money well, because I feel like some of the members are, we have to do it, but we don't want to do it. So if this board not use that money well, we could see maybe Laporta be under some criticism. But overall, it's a very good operation. Of course, with the CBC, there is no buyback option for the TV rights. It's 50 years straight up, no takes these backsies. But with this one, we have the buy option for it. And it is reportedly, well, not reported, they said in the presentation, we will get around 600 to 700 million euros for both. Of course, BLM will bring you around 200, 300. We're still looking for the best deal. The deadline is next month. But for the TV rights, 25%. And we're trying to sell every 10% for 200 million. So both together will be, all of the percents together will be around 500 million. And that will, of course, give money for the sporting sector to make some signings. Now, during the during the assembly, we saw Mateu Alemany sitting there like this. And then the memes came out. He's thinking about what he's going to use that money for. Because keep in mind, Mateu Alemany has had no money since he's come in. He's made these signings here and there. Of course, Ferran Torres is installments. Alba was free. Adama loan. Memphis free. Eric Garcia free. Oba free. He's never spent any actual money yet. And
right.
now,
I mean, Ferran Torres, but his main job to me, Mateu Alemany, has been to reduce the wage bill, literally.
but for
And
Ferran,
that,
right, it's only in installments. We haven't paid the first one
right,
yet. So
right,
technically,
yeah.
at this moment, it's still free. So he hasn't spent any money yet, but now apparently for the reports, you can take it as you will. I think Cope said it, that we'd have around 200 million euros to spend. Plus, of course, if we do sell Frankie de Jong, who we will talk about. Do you think there's actually 200 million, or you think there's a bit less than that? Because I think it's like maybe 100. I can't really see us spending 200, but we are being linked with players that, if you add it all up, we will talk about, it does add up to 200.
I'm not seeing Barcelona spending 200 million just like that. I think, as I said, if we get the money, we have to do the right investments. We have to do it properly. We cannot be rushing, imagine that we do some investments and then they flop. Imagine we sign another Dembele. Imagine we sign another Coutinho. Barcelona are in that position right now of risk. If we make a bad signing, then it's going to be difficult. For example, players like Lewandowski, I think it's a sure signing that's going to work because it's experienced player, and at the end of the day, you can pay 30, 40 million, but this man is going to score 30, 40 goals per season at least. And he has been doing this for the last, 5, 6, 7 years.
Yeah.
So this man is almost a Ballon d'Or. We're getting a top player here, top 3 player in the world. And other players, maybe a bit risky, maybe a bit risky, but we can talk about it now in a second if you want.
I think in the end, we may spend 200 million, but we may sell around 100 because of course Frankie will be like 80, so we can have a net spend of maybe 100, but I can't really see us spending 200. But these are the reports that Xavi, Alemany, and Jordi Cruyff, who of course will get promoted soon, will get 200 million euros. So let's talk about what they can spend that money. We'll talk about the players coming in first, like you just said, of course, the income of Lewandowski. Now, apparently, Bayern Munich 150, Barcelona put 40, add-ons, all this crap. Do you think? Well, now let me ask you this first. What is the most amount of money you would spend for him?
Around 40 million. If we get to the 40 million mark, it would be a bit too much. I'd say 38. Give him 38. 34, maybe.
I said when this first rumor started, I said I would not pay €1 more than 30. You want to put add-ons, goals, Ballon d'Ors, whatever, okay, but no more than 30. But now we're too deep. Zahavi's getting mad at us because he's going to have good players in the future, so we have to keep him happy. Lewandowski's come out 1,000 times. He said, Laporta told him, look, come out once and say you want to leave. We'll push for you. He's come out doing it 5 days in a row. So I'm okay now with 40, but if we go over 40, I'm going to be so disappointed. But I'm for sure we're going to sign him at this point because we're too deep into it. I think it's a good signing. Few years, come in, plays a number 9. I think in the system that Xavi wants to play as well, with the wingers putting in crosses, he'll be a great player in the box. And like you mentioned, he will sell shirts. He's definitely going to take Depay's number 9. We'll give Depay different number 7 or whatever, and he's going to sell shirts. So would you be happy with this signing?
Absolutely. I mean, as I said, we're getting a top 3 player in the world. Um, I don't really care about his age. He can still score 30, 40 goals or even more per season, and he's gonna bring incredible value to the team. And we're gonna get back the investment in about a year or two.
Yeah.
So to me, it's a no-brainer. If we can get Lewandowski, and the fact that he's battling, publicly and saying all that stuff, man, we need to get
Saying
this
the
guy
name
on
too.
board.
The other players say, "Oh, we'll wait and see. I don't know yet." He's saying, "I want Barcelona." That's
I
it.
mean, yeah,
Chelsea, no. PSG, no. I don't care
no,
about other offers. I want
I
Barcelona.
mean, if he comes here and he scores 50 goals in a season, and maybe we get to the semifinals of the Champions League or something, this man can actually win the Ballon d'Or. You know what I mean? If he goes
And
to
with the
PSG,
Barcelona fans, we can help him. We can help him with that too.
exactly. I mean, at the end of the day, I think he wants a bit more of glory, right, Lewandowski? And you go to PSG, you go to Chelsea, come to Barcelona. We are in need of a man like him,
Mhm.
and such a great club. History behind us. Man, Lewandowski, come to Barcelona. Come
Now
to
with
Barcelona.
with the striker, of course, we do need another one because Luke De Jong's leaving. Oh, sorry, not Luke De Jong. Luke the Daddy is leaving. So we have Oba. We need another striker. Let's say we don't get Lewandowski. Who do you think we'll get? Because people have told me this, and I've always had this feeling that if we don't get Lewandowski, we will get Morata. But what do you think?
I'm not thinking about anybody else, to be honest. As a center
Really?
forward, only Lewandowski. I put all my eggs in one basket. There's no other
So
option.
if Bayern Munich say to you, "Oh, you have to pay 50," would you pay 50 or would you go find someone else?
No, I call the agent of Lewandowski, and I'm like, listen, we put an incredible pressure, say that you're not playing again with Bayern. I don't know. Do the crazy strategy, pressure, pressure, pressure. And if not, then we get the kid from the youth team or something.
You think so? Is there anyone really doing this? We're just so
I'm
juggle.
not getting Morata, man. I don't want Morata in my team.
I don't want him either, but I think Barcelona 1,000% will sign a striker. I think it's 95% it will be Lewandowski, but there is that 5% of Bayern Munich asking for too much money, and I'm
why
scared.
not
Now
why not
Morata is confirmed now
concentrate.
that he's leaving. He's not going
No,
back to
I
Juventus.
forget, man. If we get Morata instead of Lewandowski, is a big downgrade. What if we focus then on Raphinha, and you can play Ferran Torres as a false nine and Aubameyang up there? There's options. There's options. We can still play. You have Ansu Fati. We have Ansu Fati, which his injury. You know what? Talking about Ansu Fati a little bit, this man, we should be careful, but they
Very
are not playing him every game because they want him to get a solid recovery, and he's recovered. And now there are reports saying, oh, they're comparing him to Umtiti. It's not even close. Umtiti had his whole meniscus removed. Ansu Fati had like a little piece of the meniscus removed. The knee is nothing.
Man,
It's
if you want me to be
nothing
honest with
small.
you, I'm so scared about Ansu because I said it from before. When you had the choice in February to do the surgery or do the natural treatment, I said do the surgery because if you do the natural treatment, you're gonna come back. You're still not gonna play because you're gonna have a very important moment in the season. Xavi's not gonna start you. There's no point because he said like, oh, I don't want to go surgery again. Last time I did it was so bad for me, my head, my family. I understand that, but you have to think about your career first. And with you not doing that surgery now, you put your career at risk. And I'm very scared because I think now what will happen is that he'll come back, he'll play August, September, he'll get injured again, not go to the World Cup, and then he'll do the surgery then. And he's wasted the past few months instead of doing it. That's what I think. But there are reports coming out. I am scared, but hopefully it's
I
all.
knock on wood. I knock on wood right now, man, for
I
what you
know.
said, man. I'm knocking, man. Knock on wood, man.
That's
No,
what I think, man. Because
no, I
you can
think,
see these injuries. I think the Umtiti comparison, like you said, is a bit too much. But
yeah.
I am scared. Like I am very scared about
Not only that is that Ansu Fati, sorry, Umtiti destroyed his knee in the World Cup
yeah.
while he couldn't play. He
Mm.
decided to play like half of the tournament, and he was getting injections on his knee to numb the pain. He destroyed his knee knowing that he was destroying his knee. And Fati is doing completely the opposite. I mean,
Yeah.
he's taking care of himself. He's taking it slow. He did play some minutes with the international team. He was training with the international team. He was training with Barcelona. We don't want to
Yeah,
burn the
remember he
bridges.
played in Australia. He played some games too, but for Spain he
Yeah,
didn't play at all. I think Luis Enrique brought him there just to get back with the team,
He
and
did play. He did play. I don't know if 30 minutes or so. But there were like 3 or 4 games. He only played 30 minutes in this 3 or 4 games, which made me a little bit, think about what's going on. But
I wasn't surprised because there were reports coming forward, I think, from other journalists saying that when Ansu Fati comes back, he'll only play 10, 15 minutes for every game for the last season, either as striker or on the wing. So I was expecting that. I wasn't surprised, and I was okay with that. But now these new reports saying that he's still not fully up there. We go into US in about a few weeks. And, if he doesn't play that much in the US, I will be scared. But we'll see with Ansu. Hopefully it's just all reports. And in the end, he will be fully healthy. Now, you did mention another player in Raphinha. Of course, Barcelona want a striker, Lewandowski, and we also want another winger because, we have some other players we'll talk about later, Adama Dembele. Right now, the two main targets in the right wing are Angel Di Maria and Raphinha. Raphinha's come back over the past 24 hours. Reports saying that, Laporta promised him we'll buy him. Deco's going to come to Barcelona next week, blah, blah, blah. And Di Maria now.
These kind of reports, Laporta promised. No, man, no. Did Laporta say it publicly? No. Then Laporta didn't promise anything. I don't care who says it. It's retarded. Like, Laporta hasn't promised anything. We start already with Laporta promise. No. Probably they really want Raphinha. And, there's money involved. Di Maria is the deal for free. Therefore, what I'd say is focus on Raphinha. Let's try to reach a deal with Leeds. And then maybe we can if we cannot sign Raphinha, then we'll go for Di Maria. This man, Di Maria has experience. He's coming in for free. He can reduce his salary, whatever.
But Madridista.
And he went like this when they scored
PSG,
the third goal in the PSG. Maybe play Abde, instead of Di Maria. Play Abde, I don't know.
But you need experience, right? Abde can't play.
Abde has some experience.
Not that much.
I know. No,
but I think Di Maria is a good option. He only wants to play one more year. So 1 year come, low money, he'll start. I think it's a good deal for him. Of course, Juventus really, really, really want him. But if he can choose between Juventus and Barcelona, he will pick Barcelona 100%. But right now, Juventus are offering him the contract, and we aren't. Now, back to Raphinha, I want to ask you, how much would you spend for him? Because right now we're hearing that Leeds want 60, 55, and Barcelona want to offer 40.
Maximum 40 again, as Lewandowski, maximum 40, and I think that we're putting a lot of stake on the table already with 40 million. He's a good player. He's not on a Lewandowski level, obviously. He's not 34 years old like Lewandowski is. I think this man is around 24 or 25.
24, yeah.
I like Raphinha. I've seen him play, Brazilian flair. He has that vibe. He can score goals more than Dembele. He can play in the same position. He can do the crosses as well, like Dembele can. Dembele has become so overrated lately. when we signed Dembele, he was a prospect. In Borussia, he was doing amazing. Came to Barcelona, did nothing, got injured, and did nothing again, and got injured again. Did something for 6 months, and then got injured again.
We'll talk about Dembele later, but what do you think?
So Raphinha, I think, is more solid player. He can basically score more goals, and I think he would be a good addition. But the problem is the money, right? Are we gonna throw the house out the window for these kind of players? I'm not so sure, man. Not tomorrow, next year, there will be another player like him, like, everybody wants this player, the new sensation. It's just next year, you know what I mean? And the year after, there's going to be somebody else. So if we don't sign Raphinha, to me, it's not like a big loss, because he's that kind of player that they're all the time. There are kind of players like this, So let's not go crazy for Raphinha.
You think it'll happen? I know you're confident about Lewandowski.
I like him.
You think it'll happen, the deal?
I think we can, especially if Dembele ends up leaving, which this man is.
Because we talked about before the 200 million budget, right? Raphinha and Lewandowski together is almost 100 million.
But you could do. I feel like Raphinha, you could do 30 plus 10, add-ons and stuff. And
I think you can do 40 plus 10. I think 30 plus 10 is too little because. Remember, if you got relegated, his release cost would have been 25 million, and Leeds doubled the price because they stayed in the Premier League. I think a 40-10 can do it, but I think
it depends.
30.
I mean, this plus 10, you can make it like, okay, very obvious he's gonna get this plus 10. Like if he scores, I don't know, 5 goals or something, make it very easy. So it's like, okay, we pay you now, and then the rest we pay.
The thing is,
installments.
another good point that I forgot to bring up is that for Lewandowski, Bayern Munich want the cash right away, no installments. For Leeds, they'll take installments, but not too long. Not like for Ferran Torres, we're doing 15 million for 4 years to make the 55. Leeds want it quickly, so maybe 1 year, 2 years. So it could still some wiggle room there, but I think the operation is still difficult. But I think he is the ideal choice to bring in. I think he fits the profile perfectly what Xavi wants, and he's the best player that's available on the market that's very similar to Dembele. So I think that's why the club want him. So we'll wait and see on that. But again, the Barcelona want a striker, they want a right wing, and they also want a center back. Now, this one is a hot topic. Of course, the priority now is apparently Jules Kounde, because now we have 700 million to spend in the market. I think Jules Kounde is a fantastic player, but I think the operation will be difficult. And we know now the backup option is Kalidou Koulibaly. So I'm going to ask you again, who would you go for? And how much would you pay?
I would go for Kounde, but I would go for Kounde just because he has that touch. He can get the ball forward easily. I feel like Koulibaly is more of a cut player, like Araujo is. So difficult to compare. But honestly,
two different types of center backs for sure, but still the similar profile that Xavi is looking for. Of course, Kounde more versatile. He can play right back as well. He plays right back for France sometimes. And of course, he has a La Liga experience. Much younger, but double the price. Apparently, Sevilla, they only want cash. But if Barcelona put a player in, they only want Serginho Dest. So I'm going to ask you this very tough question. Would you rather pay 35, 40 for Koulibaly or 60 plus Dest for Kounde?
To be honest, I sign none of them, man. For this amount, I sign none of them. We can do without, man. We can do without. I swear. You know what?
For me, I've said on my channel like 1,000 times, I'd go for Koulibaly because I think Dest, if you give up Dest, you have to go buy another right back.
Right.
I'd rather pay the money for Kounde. I'd rather pay 70 and keep Dest than put Dest in the deal to make the deal.
What is clear to me, the right back position is already set. Is Dest and Sergi Roberto. Now that Dani Alves is not the renewing. Therefore, now we're gonna have Piqué, Eric Garcia, we're gonna have Araujo and Christensen. We have Lenglet still there.
Lenglet.
That's already 5 and Umtiti. We
Mingueza?
have and Minguezas. We have 6 plus Mingueza center backs, and yet we're talking about another one.
This is the plan, right?
Right, but when I see Lenglet leaving, when I see Umtiti leaving, then we can talk. As I said to me right now, I think right now none of them are going to come, and even for this amount of money, when we have such an overbooking in the center back defense, I think that all of this is press. All of this is the press talking. To be honest, I'm being 100% honest, and it's completely my opinion. As I said, guys, we have 6 players plus Mingueza there. How can we add up?
But you think about it, right? Lenglet will leave, Umtiti will leave, Mingueza will leave. Piqué is leaving next season. We'll talk about Piqué and we'll talk about all these players later on. But I want to say
Mingueza. Yeah, okay, no, go for it. Go.
So your final one is I want to know how much you would pay for Kounde if you were Mateo or whatever.
I see Koulibaly. I see Koulibaly as kind of a patch, to be honest. Of a patch.
I think he's really good. Have you seen him play?
No, he is really good, but he's not the player that you can build a project around him. Kounde.
Yeah, he's a quick fix. Yeah,
he's a quick fix. That's why it's some sort of a patch. Kounde is that kind of player. So if I go crazy, I go crazy for Kounde.
40 million, 50. What would you go?
40.
What do you think is worth?
I mean, you could give up Dest if you put in
40.
What's his name? No. What about Azpilicueta? I think, I go for Kounde, but as I said, to me, there's probably going to be other options, and right now we have 6 plus 1 players in the center back defense.
So if you were going for Kounde, would you offer only money? Would you include a player to make it cheaper? What would be your ideal situation?
It depends, It depends how the negotiation flows. Player, maybe if we can get. I mean, Serginho hasn't really exploded, but maybe
I said in my video the other day, I would rather give, instead of 60 plus Dest for Kounde, which is the rumors, I'd rather give 60 plus Lenglet plus Umtiti plus Mingueza and maybe even plus Trincao. That's how I see Dest's value.
Give them Trincao. I signed that. Give them 40 plus Trincao or 40 plus Lenglet. And
Yeah.
Umtiti as a present. They're not going to
Yeah.
take Umtiti, man.
So we'll
Umtiti,
see. I think 100% though we are looking for another center back because the plan is to have PK on the bench to train them and make them better. Arujo and someone else to start, Kounde, Christensen, and then have Eric Garcia on the bench as well. I think that's what the plan is. I know for a fact that Xavi really, really wants another center back. So we'll see. But staying in the defense, we also need new full backs as well. On the left side, we only have Jordi Alba. On the right-hand side, we only have Des, and then there's Roberto, of course. Now, apparently not Barcelona, Xavi wants Azpilicueta and Alonso, two cheap deals to come in just for now as patch, like you said, come in 1-2 years. Once Jordi Alba retires, go get someone else and move Alonso on. Azpilicueta, I don't know why, but Xavi wants Azpilicueta so badly.
Versatile player, very versatile,
Very
with a lot of
versatile,
experience.
yeah.
This man is really good. I really like Azpilicueta. This man playing with the head, a lot of mentality, very wise technically. I really like Azpilicueta. Marcos Alonso, very offensive. He's some sort of a Jordi Alba kind of style of player. And I want these two on my team, man, to be honest, because they are low price options that are 100% performing, and they're going to give immediate performance. Koulibaly and Kounde, they're expensive as hell, and one of them is a patch, which is Koulibaly. I think if we're going to get a patch, let's go for Azpilicueta. It's going to cost us 10, 12, 15 million at most, and he can play right back, he can play center back.
For Azpilicueta.
Yeah.
I said this in my videos too. I said if we spend more than double digits on both the players, I will lose my mind. There is no way Alonso and Azpilicueta are worth 10 million. I'd pay maybe 5 for Azpilicueta and 6, maybe 7 for Alonso. But if we spend more than 15 together, I think Barcelona will be in a bad situation because these players are going to be coming in 2 years, maybe 3 if they play well, and that's it. And their age too. You look at it, Alonso, he's not from of course Premier League is different from La Liga, but what I've seen from Alonso in the Premier League in the games I watch, he's not good. I mean, as a wing back, in the 3 back or 5 back, however you want to say, he's okay, but as a natural left back, he's not good. And we saw the same with Junior Firpo. He was a wing back at Betis, came as left back, didn't do that great. I think Alonso's coming in just because he's Spanish and he has friends and all this stuff. That's how I feel. I think
no, that man. To be honest, I think he's a market opportunity. He has 1 year of contract, so it's not really a market opportunity. But he's a good replacement for Jordi Alba, and who else
for the short term.
For a low amount of money. We certainly need to look for somebody there. Alejandro Valdez there, but all this Catalan stuff. But you could say, okay, language is important, right? I mean, if you get somebody that speaks, I don't know, Afrikaans from South Africa, and he comes here and why he only understands science.
No, but that's why I think Barcelona are going for him because he can easily adapt in the system. He knows everyone there. So
exactly. You have to take that
I've already accepted. Like I don't mind Alonso coming in, but for me, my main problem is don't spend too much money. That's all I ask for now. Okay, Xavi wants him. Okay, 2 years, 3 years. Okay, all I ask for now is don't spend too much money. Same for Azpilicueta. So how much would you spend for both players? What would you pay? Like
maximum 10 million each. Maximum 10 million.
So up to 20 for both you spend.
Yeah, I think it's fine. Not that bad.
See, I'm 15. I'd go maybe like 6 for Azpilicueta because he should have been free, man. Then he goes and plays 1,000 games and now his contract.
Yeah, but he's the captain of the team.
Yeah, his captain of the team. His kids were born there. He's been there 15 years. I understand that, but
I'm watching right now.
He agreed to
transfer marked. Main positions. This man can play in every position in the defense. Every position in defense. Not bad.
I don't mind signing him, but when he said back in January, "Oh, here's I agree a contract with Barcelona," and then he knows that if he plays a certain amount of games, his contract will be extended, and then Tuchel played him on purpose to get his games up. I think that's a bit dodgy, but we'll see. I think we'll get one of them. I think both of them right now is a bit because I think Azpilicueta might stay, maybe Alonso might stay, but Xavi wants both, and I think in the end he could get those deals done. But
I'm sorry. I see a comment from Xavi Hernandez says I said if we get a player from Africa, he can only understand science. I didn't say that, my friend Xavi. I said imagine we get a player that can only I can only speak Afrikaans, which is the language from South Africa. I said it, as a
Mhm.
rhetorical say. If we can only get a player that can speak Afrikaans, I could have said South Korean. I could have said, I don't know, just a very far away country from Spain. The meaning it was that if he
Same.
doesn't understand the language,
Why don't we sign any players from England? The last English player we signed was Gary Lineker back in 1982 because they can't come in and they can't learn a whole new language. Barcelona only sign a certain amount of players who know they can adapt to the system. That's why we sign a lot of Portuguese,
right? That's what I
Brazilian,
wanted to
Spanish.
say is that
Yeah.
if he doesn't speak Spanish, doesn't speak English, like how can you teach him? How can you teach him? How can
Look
you
at
teach
Memphis.
tactics?
Memphis can't speak Spanish, but he came in.
No,
Had
but
some
he
time
speaks
to
English,
struggle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
so
I said if he can only speak Afrikaans from South Africa, the main language from South Africa. I have good friends in South Africa, by the way. That's why I came up with it. No, but people twist things around, man.
yeah.
Jesus Christ! Don't put in my mouth something I didn't say. Get back and listen to the tape again.
Yeah, so we'll see. I think both these signings are very, very possible, but I think one is guaranteed and the other one is still a big question mark. Another big question mark, of course, is the midfield. Now we have, of course, signed Franck Kessie, and we could sign another midfielder and Bernardo Silva. Now, of course,
there's huge rumors on this guy. I really like him, man. To be honest.
I think we'll talk about Frankie after, but I want to focus more on Bernardo. 2 questions. One, do you think he's worth the money, about 80, 90 million euros? Secondly, do you think he would fit the system better than Frankie?
I think that's speculating a bit, better than Frankie. Frankie's been here for a few years now. He probably knows the system well. Although Bernardo Silva comes from Pep Guardiola, who, he can fit the system better than Frankie. Oof. I'd say equal, no? What do you think?
I think he fits it better because Frankie, his best position is in the Coleman system, 4-2-3-1, 2 CDMs, and he goes running back and forth. So he has someone secure like Busquets or someone else that he knows has cover for him. Bernardo is more free on the right-hand side of the interior, 4-3-3. He drives forward, he comes back, he makes those moves in the midfield, which Frankie can do. But Frankie, I guess going forward, he's not as good as Bernardo, which I think we can agree upon. And in the system that Xavi wants to play, I think Bernardo on the right-hand side in the midfield is better than Frankie because Frankie is not an interior. Frankie is more of a box-to-box and deep-lying midfielder. And I think that's why Xavi said, well, because that's what Frankie can play in that position. So he said, look, if you guys want to sell Frankie, okay, but I want a better player or an equal level player in that position if you sell him. And that's why I think we're being linked with Bernardo. Of course, we were linked with him last summer too, but that couldn't happen because we had no money. And now he's open to leaving Man City since 2 years ago, but Pep told him to stay 1 more year. So I think it's an interesting swap, so to say, but it's going to
be I like the swap. I back your statements. I think Bernardo Silva is more offensive. He can drive the ball better into the attack, do that last pass. Frankie is, I think Frankie could actually end up being the replacement of Busquets. But if he gets practice in that position, he has the skill to do it. The thing is that Busquets is such a master of the job, such a master of the job. And you compare Frankie to Busquets, Frankie is not used to it. But as you said, he plays as a double pivot in the Netherlands and in the Koeman style kind of play.
Even under Erik ten Hag and Ajax back in
right.
when we bought him.
Exactly. He could certainly do that. The thing is that we need to train the guy to do that. I think he's a bit confused, Frankie de Jong. Bernardo Silva won't be able to do that at all because he's more offensive. And I think, man, I want Bernardo Silva. Of course, I want the guy. And do I want to give up Frankie de Jong? You know what? Maybe, yeah. Because if he is not working, then he's devaluing. We're losing money. We're losing the value of the player. If we can sell the player now, if we get Bernardo Silva instead, then it's a good deal.
You think he's worth it? The 80, 90 million euros ish.
I would only pay similar amount to what we get from Frankie de Jong.
I agree.
Similar amount or even a bit less, give us a bit of mercy.
I don't think City will give us
we have good friends in City,
Yeah, that's why I think the deal could happen because they could give us installments like for Ferran. So if we pay a bit more money and get installments, I think the deal.
Amazing. Yeah, that would be nice, to be honest. That would give oxygen to the club, and we still have quality players in the club.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for Frankie de Jong, but Bernardo Silva does the cut really
Most
nicely.
important thing too is the wages. Frankie earns 400,000 a week. Bernardo come in maybe 180
Right,
maximum.
but see, I think that this year because there were installments on the wage cut they did. Bartomeu did this like deferring the salary.
Mm-hmm.
So Frankie de Jong is going to be getting salary from years
Probably a
back,
few years ago.
which
Yeah.
if he leaves, I guess you still have to pay that because it's from years that he has already played. I guess it makes sense to me, right? I mean, you
Yeah.
played already these years, so that's in the contract. You're gonna. So yeah, you will be paying pretty much.
Someone brought up a good point in the chat. They said that Bernardo can also play on the right wing as well, which is a good point.
Exactly, yeah.
So he can play in all across the midfield and on the wings as well. I think for
Right, yeah.
Portugal, he plays on the right. So that's a good point too. So we'll see on Bernardo. I think what I've said this before in my videos. The club now have put a lot of pressure because they've said 1,000 times in the media. I know you're not really happy with the media stuff, but you have to take it from everyone's perspective. In the media, they say, look, if we sell Frankie, we will get Bernardo. And if they don't, the club will look like idiots because you cannot tell me, oh, we're going to sell Frankie for 100 million euros and then buy no one because we need the replacement. And Xavi said, I want equal or better than Frankie. So we'll see on Bernardo. I think the deal can be done if we sell Frankie, but it will be difficult. So now we talked about all the signings coming in. We talked about Bernardo, the two fullbacks, one center back, a right wing striker. It's a lot of money. And apparently, this is the lineup that Xavi is thinking about, according to have Miguel, who's very close to Xavi. What do you think about this lineup? For me, I said this lineup in my last video. This is La Liga winning lineup. This for me is like
you could win the Champions League with this.
I said get past the quarterfinals. I said if you pass the quarterfinals,
you could. Man, you have Lewandowski on top. You have midfield, which is wonderful. You have Ansu Fati there. He can do. He can blow up. I expect Ansu Fati to blow up. I understand this injury stuff. Yeah, but I'm seeing in my eyes, in my dreams, I see a blow up, an incredible blow up from Ansu Fati in one season, which is gonna put Ansu Fati at the top level because right now we know Ansu Fati. Wow, the man plays. He plays like 90 minutes or in a few games, and he scores I don't know how many goals.
Yeah.
But right now, we're all dreaming from what he did. 16-year-old come, boom, scores, amazing. Yeah. But then the injuries and stuff. We're still looking for the blow up.
Anything in this lineup that like worries you a bit? Are you like 100% satisfied? I know you want to say it.
No. What is it? No.
For me, it's Azpilicueta, man. This guy in the Champions League. I don't know, man. 33-year-old.
I'm cool with it.
I'm
cool with it. The thing
Neymar.
Is that, see, we're replacing Kounde already. Imagine you had to take one out. Take one out. Or take two out. Take two out. And Azpilicueta you can't take out. Imagine, because it's the easiest to take out. Because it's the cheapest, I take this guy out and then nothing. Yeah. Imagine you had to take Kounde, Bernardo Silva, Raphinha, or Lewandowski out. Who would you take out?
Kounde. Okay,
me too.
What would you take out?
No, me too. You know why? Because we have overbooking in that position.
Exactly.
And at the end of the day, we can wait a bit, because
if you think about it too, for this upcoming season, squad depth is going to be very, very important. You have games all the time, World Cup, you have La Liga, Copa, Spanish, the Super Cup, Champions League. And if you think about this lineup, on the bench, you have Memphis, Kessie, Christensen, Franck, Gavi, Aubameyang. It's going to be a strong bench too. And then you're gonna hear it at the beginning of the season. It always happens, people crying. Yeah, I said Gavi. Yeah, so I'm very happy with this team. If it happens, if you take out Bernardo and put Frankie, I would still be very happy with it. So we'll see if the plan can go through for the Barcelona board. But for this stuff to happen, we have to sell players. We talked about it earlier. So we're going to go through all the sales now. We went through all the signings. First one, of course, Frankie. I think the deal's going to happen. Do you think so?
Day by day, I see it more clear. I think it's going to happen.
I think it's like 100%. I think that. Did you see the video yesterday of the CEO of Manchester United? See the video?
No.
There's a video that came out of the CEO of Manchester United. He was talking with other
Oh.
fans.
Oh yeah. I've read about it. Yeah, I've read about it.
Yeah, and he said like, yeah, we have money, we'll get Frankie. I said,
okay, 120 million, you get Frankie, no problem.
Well, we can't raise the price now.
No, let's negotiate, man. Let me negotiate, bro. Let me call Laporta. My friend, I'm here. Let me negotiate. 120 plus 5 million extra because, now they didn't accept the initial offer. Now it goes up. Yeah, man. You want Frankie? You pay for Frankie.
He has 4 years left in his contract, which I think is very
exactly
important too. Not like 2 years or 1 year left.
That's 20 years plus. Every 2 year, every year is 20 million you have to pay, or 25 million you have to pay.
Would you be? I wouldn't say happy. Would you be okay if we sold him for 100 million? So 80 plus 20.
100 plus 5. Plus 5. Put in the 5. Put in the 5.
I think the deal will happen for 80 plus 20. I've heard some stuff too.
It's okay. If we get the 100 million mark, I'll be happy because we even make money.
Yeah, because we bought him for what, 75 plus 10, I think.
Yeah.
So you think it's gonna happen? I think it's gonna happen.
I hope if we get 100 million, I celebrate because then we can buy Bernardo Silva for 80 million. And we made some money, and we have we replaced Frankie with an incredible player, and that comes from Manchester City, trained by Guardiola. This guy has the DNA, and man,
I just wish Bernardo was a bit younger because Bernardo's 27, Frankie's 25. If Bernardo was 26, I'd be feeling way more better. But that 2-year gap is too much for me,
Doesn't bother me.
Yeah, we are getting Lewandowski.
Iniesta played, I don't know, until he was 31 or 32.
Yeah.
It's okay.
And I was very angry at this at first, but now, again, I said this before. If we don't get Bernardo, we're gonna look like idiots. So how would you feel if we sell Frankie for 100, 80 plus 20, and no Bernardo? What would you say? Would you be disappointed?
I mean, you have
save the money.
Xavi wouldn't like that. Xavi wouldn't allow that. 100% Xavi wouldn't allow that.
That's where
no. 100% would you sign somebody? I mean, Kessie, you can't replace Frankie with Kessie.
No, two different players. Kessie is more deep lying. He's more
right.
I say he's more Gavi and Busquets than he is Frankie, to be honest.
Yeah, so no, we're gonna sign somebody else for sure. I mean, I'm at 100%. Let's say at 100%, and we're gonna sign somebody good if we sell Frankie for 100 million. So yeah, I'm not worried in terms of that.
What do you think overall about Frankie? His Barcelona career? You think it's been good, bad, terrible?
It's been good. The problem is that he hasn't been really able to adapt to the system, or he hasn't really appeared, or he hasn't really appeared in the most important moments. He has appeared in some very good moments, but not in all of them. And neither he's come in the best moment. He's come in a very problematic time.
I saw someone tell me that he came under Valverde,
right?
Sacked. Setien, sacked. Koeman 1 year, sacked. He's had 4 different managers who played him in 4 different ways too. Because he had Koeman who played him deep, Setien played him in the middle, Valverde played him up, and now Xavi now playing him a bit more up too. So I think definitely not a flop in my opinion. I think he was a great signing, good player, had some great moments. Of course, some bad ones like every single player has. But I think in the end, his career will be remembered as not reaching what we expected.
Exactly. We've never really seen Frankie from Ajax.
I think we saw him a bit under Koeman. I think we saw him a bit, but not as much as we like to. I think under Koeman that
one game, one game is nothing.
No, I'd say one game. I think that 1 month in Koeman when we won the Copa and the few games before that, I think he played beautiful in that month. But that's the best I've seen him. I think under Xavi's had some moments, Napoli, some Atletico Madrid game, the Clasico, but not that much to say, hey.
Exactly. He hasn't been consistent. He hasn't been consistent, but he's not a flop. You cannot sell a flop for 100 million,
No,
look at Coutinho. Yeah. He was a flop. He was a flop because he didn't, but we're not going to get into it. He was a flop because we played him in the wrong position and Messi was here, which he was playing in Messi's position in Liverpool. But anyways, that's another topic. That's another video.
I think in the end, we can both agree that Frankie will be sold. And if he does get sold,
I'm
We
not. You know
demand
what?
Bernardo.
I'm not
I
100%
was speaking
sure
to some
that he
Manchester
will.
United fans. I have some people who are my friends, Manchester United fans in England. They told me the club from Manchester United, they can't not sign him because if they don't sign him, they're gonna have big problems. Their fans are gonna be upset. They're gonna
Yeah,
go do
I've seen
protests,
it.
stuff like that. So the Manchester United
That's
are too
good,
deep
man.
into this.
Laporta, use that. Use that to get the money, man. Use that to get 100 and plus 20 or 100%. Man,
I think we
if
can.
he
I think
does
we can get that, but not guaranteed. I think the maximum we can get guaranteed is 85. Then the rest can be add-ons like
give
25
them
million.
installments. Give
Yeah.
them installments. Make it easier for them to pay. I'm
So we'll
serious,
see. We'll
man.
see.
They
But I
really
think
want him. They really want him. You really want something that I have? Then you're gonna pay the price. You're
yeah.
gonna pay the price. There's a high demand. That there's scarcity. The offer is just one player. There's just one player. You want the player? Pay for it.
I see some people in the chat saying about swapping Bernardo and Frankie. That's not going to happen because that won't benefit Barcelona financially. The whole point of selling Frankie is to get the money in the books to make it positive, and then once July comes in, that's where we spend it. So, well, wait. I think United have 10 more days until the last day of the month. They have to make the offer quickly, or else this deal won't happen. I think
Make
past
it
July,
quick.
the deal won't happen. So they have 10 more days. We'll see. But I think
Let's put them
I
under
think
pressure, like
I think
Tebas
Balgana
does to
and I
us.
can both agree that in the end, Frankie will be sold. But let's talk about players who we desperately want to sell. We would kick them out. I think you would drive them to the airport if we had to. And it's the
I
three
take them.
men,
I take them
the
to the
three,
airport personally.
the three mercenaries. Umtiti, Lenglet, Braithwaite. I think we're hearing good things right now about Umtiti. He wants to go play and blah blah blah. Lenglet, he
Same
wants to
thing
go.
as every year. He's gonna
Exactly,
stay. He's
exactly.
gonna stay, make barbecues in his
Yeah,
house.
Lenglet. Oh, if he gets his money, he'll leave. Braithwaite wants to stay. Do you think any of these three will leave?
I think Umtiti certainly not. He's gonna make incredible barbecues at home with his dog. He'll invite Dembele even at some point, man. Lenglet, you know what? I think Lenglet, his mentality is good. The problem is that he hasn't really been consistent. There were some rumors out Tottenham. What happened, man? What's
It's a
going on?
loan.
It's a loan. I take the loan, man. Get rid of the
It's a
guy.
it's a loan plus one loan option. So if he goes to the Tottenham, he plays some games, and if he reaches the amount of games, the loan gets another 1 year. I think with Lenglet, we'll get rid of him. Loan 100%.
You
I
can
think
get him. He has
Umtiti,
market. He has market. You
yeah,
can
he has
loan
for a
him.
loan
You
he
can
has a
sell him.
market for a sale. No,
Yeah.
Umtiti, I think this summer hopefully be different because of course he renewed his contract back in January to spread out the money that we owe him.
Still
I'm
high
positive.
though. The
I'm more
salary.
positive than before, but I think the club are
It's just
desperate now.
the problem is that his knee and then his salary. That's
Yeah.
the problem.
And what do you
We'll
think about
eventually get
Martin?
rid of him. Yeah, we'll eventually get rid of him because he has a contract until 2026. It's a joke. But we'll eventually get rid of him. He has to take the decision. It's him. Because we probably renewed the guy until 2026, telling him, and this is me speculating, but it makes sense, telling him that listen,
This
you're
summer.
gonna have to leave the club if the coach doesn't trust you or doesn't count on you. Because what are you gonna do until 2026 here? Doing barbecues? No. No.
Remember last summer when he cried to Joan Laporta, please let me stay? He said, okay, well, I'll let you stay 1 more year. He played 1 game. 1 game. Even the Australia game, he didn't play.
He did play, no? The Australia
I
game.
don't
Yeah,
think
he did.
so. I
Yeah,
know
he
I know he
did.
didn't play the
He
Balkan
played. He
game.
played some of these games, man. He played one of these games.
I'm gonna check right now. I don't think he did.
And yeah, basically they weren't pressuring him, or it was I think there was this time they weren't pressuring, and Umtiti did a run and nobody tackled him, and they were like, "Oh, look at Umtiti! Like the man is incredible! Like nobody tackling the guy. It could
Um,
be me. It could be you. It could be my grandma running on the field, man."
okay, he started. He started. My bad. He played 75 minutes, but he played
Yeah, I
35
remember.
minutes in that game, and then 90
Yeah,
minutes against Osasuna, and
yeah.
that's it.
No, actually, it was good. We should play Umtiti in all these friendlies, man. Make
So what do you think?
people let people see, man, who this guy is. He can play, bro. After 3 games, he's out, but he can play, bro. 3 games in a time.
What do you think about Braithwaite?
The worst signing we did in the last 10 years, man. Disaster. Signing him like out of the transfer market frame, like 19 million euro paying the
The thing is,
clause.
what made it worse is that the pandemic came, and then Suarez came back. We bought him because Suarez was out for the season. Then the pandemic came, and then Suarez came back.
It was a disaster.
I think at least 2 of these players will leave, but I'll tell you right now for a fact, we won't get any money for them. Loan, termination contract, let them go for free, letter freedom. I don't think we'll get a penny from either of these 3.
We're not selling these players for sure. I mean, if we do, man, I make a statue for Mateu Alemany, bro.
I'll tell you right now, I would, if someone offered me 1 million for Lenglet, Umtiti, or Braithwaite, I would take it.
No, Lenglet has a market. You can
I would. There is a
market.
Look, Brighton offered 5 million or 10 million for Braithwaite in January. Valencia offered money 5 million. The club are saying yes, but the player's saying no. He's saying, I want my money, or I'd rather sit on the Barcelona bench and not play. Xavi even told him, leave. You're not going to play at all. Since Xavi became the manager, Braithwaite played like 15 minutes. From November until March. I want to check and see if he played the Australia game, because I don't think he did.
No, I think he
don't think he did. Let me see.
No, he didn't play.
Nope, he wasn't even on the bench.
Yeah, he wasn't even on the bench. He traveled. Make the guy travel, but not even be on the bench.
I think he traveled, but he didn't play.
You want to stay? Then you're going to suffer, man. Make him throw.
We'll see. We'll both have to pray a lot for these 3 players to leave, but it's so important because you think Martin, 100,000 a week, Lenglet, 120,000, Umtiti, 120,000 too with the cut. So that's 300,000 a week gone. So let's hope for it. But let's talk about 2 players who will leave the club peacefully and maybe bring some money in too, and that's Oscar Mingueza and Ricky Puig. I think Mingueza will be sold, 5 million. If we can get 10, we're lucky. I think Ricky, he'll renew his contract for 1 year and then go out on loan. What do you think?
Ricky can go play to a low-end team in La Liga, or go to second division. He can be a starter there.
Andorra?
I'm honest. Andorra. And go to Andorra, bro. Andorra is in second division now, man. Jeez.
I know. Eder Sarabia said he'll bike to Barcelona, pick him up, and bring him.
I swear. No, let's be honest. If you see Ricky Puig in real life, you'll understand why he's never gonna make it in Barcelona. His legs are like chopsticks. I swear. This guy is thin, so thin. He can get like blown out by the wind,
By the air?
I swear. Yeah, by the wind, by the air, bro. Like he's like a little kid. I've seen him in real life. He's like a little kid. I'm 6'2". I'm like twice the size of the guy. And he has quality, tactics, whatever you want. But
I think he's a good player, man. I still do. I think a lot of people tell me I love Ricky Puig. I have a Ricky Puig agenda. I think now it's died down because he's been trash for the past year, but if I were to get rid of Ricky Puig, I include something in there for us to buy him back just in case, because I feel like with minutes he can really flourish. I think.
Imagine, he starts going to the gym like Umtiti does.
Gets wham.
Then you see Ricky Puig with like an arm like this. He'll
have his legs like Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish his legs.
Yeah, exactly. Then maybe. Then you know what? Maybe because Gavi, for example, Gavi's probably the same size, but he's big. He's bigger in terms of width. But Gavi, man. Boom, boom. You know what I mean? He goes into the cut like a beast. Ricky Puig doesn't do that. That's the problem.
And Gavi's gotta take his number now.
Yeah, Gavi. I mean, Ricky Puig has number 6.
Yeah.
Man, what? Okay.
We'll see. Do you think we'll get?
I'm waiting. You know what? I'm waiting to buy the shirt, the new shirt, because I'm waiting for the numbers, man. I want Pedri's new number 8. Yeah. But I don't wanna buy it before, I don't want to put Pedri number 8. What if
there's gonna be a lot of number changes because Lewandowski wants number 9, Memphis will get another number, and then so quickly. Do you think these 2 will leave? You think no problems? These 2.
I think no problems, man. They will leave. Yeah, we won't get too much, but yeah.
You want to know about more problems? Here, I'll show you some more problems. Here you go.
Ah, amazing. No, Griezmann, I think it's sold. Griezmann is sold. So
we'll see. The loan players is going to be a bit easier. Of course, Raymond will leave. Trincao. We're still waiting to see if it'll be a loan or a sale. Pjanic
is a problem.
Put him in the Braithwaite section. Keep him there. Griezmann, of course, he's going to go back on loan again. No problems again. But I want to ask you a question about Griezmann that Atletico Madrid don't want to pay the 40 million. They want to give us maybe 30 or something like that. So next summer they buy him for 40. If Atletico come to you now and say, we'll give you 30 million now for Griezmann, would you take it?
No.
You say no?
There is a buyout. There was a mandatory buyout option for him.
I know, no.
It's
So next
mandatory.
summer, 40 million, but they say to you now, we'll give you 30 million right now for him this
No.
summer. You say no?
Wait. No, wait and get the 40 million, man. We're not
We're too deep.
they're not escaping. These people are not escaping, man. Pay for Griezmann. Pay the 40 million, Atletico de Madrid. You want him. He's gonna stay there. He's not coming back. Flop, absolute flop.
I don't think he's a flop for Barcelona.
Man, the guy who was signing players at that moment in Barcelona.
He was better than Coutinho and Dembele.
Yeah, but he's signing.
Okay. I'll agree with that. He was a flop, but he was better. He was the best.
We didn't need Griezmann. We didn't need Griezmann. We just didn't need him. We didn't need him playing in positions that we have players. We need wingers or we need pure center forwards. Instead, they signed this guy playing in the Messi position. Stupid. And then 120 million. Of course, he's a flop. Of course, he has no space in the club. And you had Coutinho, Griezmann, and Messi. Stupid, man. Stupid. So the people there, me playing FIFA manager here on my computer, I'm better than some of these people, man. I swear.
Well, thank God those people are gone. But I think out of the four of these, three of them won't be a problem. Griezmann, Trincao, and Alemany. But what do you think about Pjanic? You think he'll leave? Or you think he'll stay?
Yeah, he's not. He's gonna leave. He's a good guy.
What I heard is that he will leave. He has no problem leaving, but he wants every single euro in his contract for Barcelona. He'll take if you give him the letter of freedom, but you'll pay him everything in the contract, he'll take it.
No, we can loan the guy again.
I know we're gonna loan him again. I know that, but I'm saying
not a problem.
He wants all the money in his contract. He's not.
You know what? We're gonna call Bartomeu. We're gonna make him pay. Make him pay for Pjanic, man. Look at the flop that you brought. You pay for this guy.
We should, yeah. So we'll see on the loans. I think again the three that I mentioned will be no problems. It's just Pjanic's only one. Apparently, Pjanic wants to come back and do preseason. He wants to go to USA and play and try to help convince Xavi, all this crap. So we'll see. Hopefully, Olympic Marseille will come and help us out.
Olympic Marseille, I'm making the call.
Yeah, but two loan people who'll be coming back and who actually stay at Barcelona are Iñaki Peña and Alex Collado. Iñaki will be the backup for Mark, 100%.
I do that. Sell Neto, put Iñaki and Collado. You know what? If we don't get Raphinha, I play Collado.
I was going to ask you about the guy. Collado can have a chance because we 100%. Talked about this back in
100%.
February.
I told you.
Yeah.
If we don't sign Collado, it's not if we don't sign Raphinha, it's not a disaster. We have players. You have Abde, you have Collado, and next year there will be another sensation like this.
I think in the February live stream, you told me Collado will stay, and I said I think he'll be sold or go out on loan. But now the chances are looking good because if we don't get Raphinha, he has a great chance. But he has to do very well in the US. He has to play well and convince Xavi. It's going to be difficult for him, but it's possible.
I think he can. He has the talent. Give him a chance, man. Poor guy. Didn't have a chance.
Of course, Iñaki is going to stay. I want to talk about two players now who have a question mark about their future. Serginho Dest and Memphis Depay. Firstly, on Serginho, of course, he could be in the Kounde deal. If someone offers 30 million plus, the board will take it. Do you think Dest will be here next season?
I think he will. Because we're not looking for. I mean, he's a young guy. He can explode still, and we're not looking for a clear replacement for him. A clear replacement would be a young player like him, an expert in that position. We're not looking for that. We're looking for Azpilicuetas, like a patch that can give us some air, And Memphis, in terms of Memphis, I keep the guy. If a 20, 25 million offer comes, I sell him.
20?
I mean, the market nowadays, bro, is like
that. I disagree because if you think about it,
I sell him for 40, of course, but I think
Anzo has one knee. Anzo has one knee. You can, for me, I would not sell Memphis. If someone offers me 30, 35, okay, I would keep him though. You have to keep Memphis because we need the squad depth. Ansu Fati has one knee. Ferran Torres is still. I think Ferran Torres will play. I think he'll be a great player, great signing. But right now he's a bit like this. Adama's leaving. Luke's leaving. Abdi and Collado are still young. You have got to keep Memphis, in my opinion. And of course, now the club are talking about to renew his contract. But I wouldn't look to sell him. No.
I know. No. I see Sahil Yadu says at least 40, 45. Yeah. I back you. But, 40 for Memphis. If we sell Memphis for 40, 45.
Okay, yeah.
Incredible deal, man.
1 year left in his contract too. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Whoa, man. Yeah. No, but that's what I was saying. 1 year left. He came in for
The club are
free.
talking about him now to renew it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
renewal.
to renew his contract. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe 2 more years. Why not?
Romano just tweeted now about Frankie saying the deal is advancing, a serious possibility. So just the same crap again.
100 plus 10.
But for Memphis, I think Laporta is very grateful for the players who came in the beginning. Eric Garcia, Memphis, Koun, Alba, Ferran.
Selling
They
them
came,
would be ugly.
yeah.
Wouldn't be. It's like,
I think
I'm
Laporta
trading
will let
you.
Memphis choose. Hey, if you want to sell, find us an offer, we'll sell you. If you want to stay, I'll renew your contract. Because there's two options: stay or renew. There's no in the middle. So
He's gonna renew 1,000,000%. What kind of
I
question is
know
that?
3 year they're
I'll go to Besiktas or Besiktas because maybe you have
I
some
think
people
Memphis wants
here
to stay. I
watching.
think the club want to keep him. I think Xavi is happy with him. And again, like I said, you need squad depth. There's a lot of games, World Cup. Ansu has one knee. You have to keep Memphis, in my opinion. So we'll wait and see. But let's talk about the final topic.
You're cutting his leg already, man.
Well, you have to think about it. This is the reality. It's the reality. I hate to say it. I'm praying every day Ansu Fati because I know Ansu Fati and his peak will be fantastic. Again, like you said, 90 minutes coming in and out. He has almost 10 goals. Imagine if he can play every week. I'm praying, but I'm. It's not for me. The signs are not clear at the moment. So we'll see. But the last topic before we end the live stream, I want to talk about the veterans. Of course, we got to talk about Dembele first. Forgot. Dembele, where you see the video. You see the video yesterday.
I saw the video, man.
I saw your
This guy,
tweet.
yeah. Because I saw the video and I got pissed off. Actually, I saw the video right when it came out, and I was like, why? It's like, why do you need to do that? I mean, I think Dembele didn't even think that this video could get out to the public. He was thought, look, some random guy recording. I'll tell him some stuff like whatever. I mean, let's put people in perspective for people who didn't see the video. There is somebody recording, like some fan recording from the streets, and Dembele is in his car, and the fan asks, "Are you going to Chelsea?" And he's like, "No." And he's like, "You're gonna stay in Barcelona?" And Dembele is like, "Yeah." That's it. That's the video.
Oh, you like
That's the video.
The coach for Chelsea, like, no, I'm better in Barcelona.
Right. I mean,
it's in my video today. If you want to go take a look at it,
that's the video. It's just two things. But as I said, it's Dembele hasn't spoken officially in years, in 4 or 5 years. Never made a press conference. Never. Do you really trust on a video recorded by some guy when Dembele is stopping in a red light? Oh yeah, I'll go to Barcelona. I'll stay in Barcelona. Yeah, oh, boom, and he leaves. Official statement, publication, contract signed. No, this guy has had an renewal offer for years, man. For months, maybe years, man.
So you think he's gonna leave?
His agent has always been pressuring for him to leave. Coming to Barcelona with the call from Leonardo from PSG, all that crap, And now you want, now that we have money, you want to try to stay?
You think he's gonna stay or what?
What do you think? What? If I'm the club, I take off the renewal offer from the
table. No, I know that. But what do you think?
That he wants to stay? Man, if he wants to stay.
No, do you think we will keep him? You think he will renew his contract?
You know what? Right now, I don't even know, man, because this thing can change in any second. That's the problem. My mind is already blown out.
He's only a Barcelona player for 10 more days. 10 more days, and that's it.
Absolutely not. He's not.
And we're hearing that he's going to go to Chelsea, but now Chelsea are about to buy Raheem Sterling. So now they don't want Dembele. They think, injuries, bad attitude. So now we're the kings, Alex. We're the kings.
We're gonna keep the guy. No,
we're the only option. No, because we're the only option that he has.
Mateu Alemany? No, Mateu. Then we reduce the offer.
That's what I was going to say.
By half. Reduce the offer by half. Mateu Alemany, pressure the guy. Pressure the agent. The agent has been laughing. Now the only option? That's 5 million euros.
I would have said that too. He would have came back to I'm Mateo, right?
You're going to earn the same as Gabi.
I'm Mateo, right? He comes back into my room. Hey, I have nowhere to go. Can I stay? Okay, but let me take the contract. Just here you go.
Exactly. No, I'm butchering the contract.
I don't think he'll stay. I think he'll go PSG. I think they'll probably pay the money for him. But everyone is saying the same thing. We like Dembele, but we don't want to pay him the money. He has injury and he has attitude. And now the other teams are buying players. So Chelsea buying Sterling, PSG are buying the two Portuguese, Renato Sanchez and Vitinha or some other players, and they don't. So no one wants Dembele except for us. Even Bayern Munich said, "Oh, we like him, but
Look, I remember the last statement of Mateu Alemany when they asked him about Dembele. The guy made such a face, and he actually said that this agent, they're fed up with him. They're fed up. They're fed up. But from 3-4 months ago, they've been fed up. Imagine now. They even said it a few weeks ago. It's 99% chances he's out. There are 10 days left.
But today,
now it's 99.999.
There's some rumors today. I won't tell you who it is because I don't want you to get mad. But there's some people saying today that, Xavi told Barcelona go for Dembele one more time. This is like the 10th one more time, but one more time.
Who said that?
Luis Rojo.
The guy from Marca. Okay, you know what? I don't know what.
I think we've done.
I respect these journalists, man. I respect them, but understand it's transfer market summer. There is no football. There's no World Cup. There's nothing.
Sell. Yeah, I know.
They need speculation. They need clicks. They need stuff, and they need us to speak about all that stuff as well.
I would say this would be my last thought for Dembele. I'd go sign Raphinha if I can get a good price. Dembele get out of my face. But if Raphinha is too expensive, I would say Dembele. Okay, here's another offer, a little bit cheaper, and you can take it or not. So we'll see. But Xavi wants a winger, man. It's gonna be either Dembele or Raphinha. Someone has to stay. Someone has to be in the team.
Bring Raphinha, or we put Collado or Abde.
So we'll see. I think Dembele is gone, though. I can't see him staying after all this unless something miraculous changes. So
El Chem says Andorra is a national team. Okay, correct, national team. It's a country.
Yeah. So
it's a country.
The last topic I want to discuss before we end the live stream is about the captains, because of course they're all going to be here next season. Roberto signed the contract. But I want to ask you, this is a big question. I told you before we started, I have a big question to ask you about the captains. Now, if you think about it, next season, no more Busquets, no more PK. Roberto's contract is going to be expired. So 3 captains could be leaving. I think 2 is guaranteed, Busquets and PK. That means Jordi Alba becomes the
Roberto
captain.
will too. I mean, he renewed for a year, man.
But he could still renew his contract. Like, there's still some chance for him. But Busquets and PK, 100%, this is their last season. So my question is this: who's going to be the other captain? Because Jordi Alba is going to move up.
The new captain? I mean, Jordi Alba will be the new captain if he stays.
Know. Second one will be Ter Stegen. But who's going to be number 3, number 4?
Titi.
If he stays, yeah.
Titi and Braithwaite.
No, but seriously, who would you make the captain because Barcelona, they always do 4. So it's going to be Jordi Alba. And if Roberto stays, by the way, he will be number 1 because he's number 3. So it could be Roberto, Jordi Alba, Ter Stegen, someone else, or Jordi Alba, Ter Stegen, someone else. Who do you think? A lot of people think it's going to be Araujo, but I think he's too young.
Too young. He arrived to the club like 3 years ago or 4 years ago.
But think about it, really. Some people are saying Lewandowski. I said, what? You haven't even signed him yet. What do you mean give him the captain?
No. So
who do you think?
It's the players. It's the players that vote.
Yeah.
So we have Jordi Alba. You have Ter Stegen. They're gonna give it to him for
100%. Yeah.
People
are saying Ansu Frankie. It can't be Frankie. He's about to leave. People saying
it can't be Frankie.
Pedri, nah.
I mean,
I think it'll be. Like the bad players like Umtiti, Longlet, Braithwaite, or Pjanic, or whatever. I think it'll be one of them, and then another young player like Araujo or someone else. Because if you think about it,
it's gonna be. It's a difficult one, man.
I told you.
Araujo. No, they're gonna give Araujo like a third.
Someone said Azpilicueta. That's not a bad idea if we saw.
No new players, man. You can't give a captain to Azpilicueta.
It's your choice, new player or a young player.
Let's look at the comments. What are the comments? What are the people watching saying?
Pedri,
by the way? Smash the
Pedri, De Jong, Ricky.
Pedri, I think I like Pedri, man. I like Pedri as.
But if you're gonna give it
Harry Maguire.
If you're gonna give it to Pedri, I'd rather give it to Araujo because Araujo is older, even though they're both younger. Pedri is 18. You're gonna give the captain of Barcelona to 18-year-old. Well, he's gonna be 19. He'll be 19. But come on, that's a big question now. Who's gonna be the next captains
Yeah, the problem is to who, man? There
next
would be
season,
no
man? It's
veteran.
gonna be next season is gonna be Jordi Alba as the captain. How crazy is that?
Yeah.
The downgrade is very bad, but we'll see. Hopefully, the
Okay. Jordi Alba is good, man.
yeah, I'm saying that like he's not really a face of a captain to speak, because you
Pedri. I
think of
see
Barcelona
Pedri.
captains, you think Puyol, Xavi, Iniesta, Messi,
I know.
Piqué, Busi. You don't really think of
No, but Madrid was Marcelo, man. Look at that. He wasn't even a
Marcelo's
starter.
one of the best left backs of all time. He won the
Yeah,
most trophies at Real Madrid.
and Jordi Alba is one of the best left backs of all time as well.
Yeah, but we'll see. If I think
Yeah.
if Dani Alves stayed, he would have had a good chance too. He probably would have got it, to be honest. So
Jordi Alemany, next captain. Mateu Alemany, man. Jordi Cruyff and Mateu Alemany. He said
we'll
Jordi
see, man.
Alemany.
I think it's gonna be very interesting to see next season. No PK, no Busquets. It's gonna be really weird.
Yeah. Okay,
So
we'll see.
hopefully this season they'll give us a good last year. But let's end the live stream here. Hopefully, guys, you enjoy. We talked about a lot: players in, out, lineups, captain futures. Which, of course, leave me your thoughts about that in the comments. Alex and I still don't know who's gonna be. Big question mark. But overall, it is gonna be a big summer. And here's the best part: Xavi wants the squad done before we go to the US. So that's under 1 month.
Tick tack, tick tack.
I think he
No.
has. I think no chance. No chance. He wants 6 signings and 6 exits in 3 weeks. No chance. No chance.
No, I think we have time now with the
We
economic.
leave to the US. The first game is July the 20th. We leave July the 15th to go
Look,
there.
you have Kessie, Christensen already coming in.
Yeah.
Then you need Mingueza and Ricky Puig to leave to depart. Then
One
the
of them,
hard
the
ones,
two long-legged Braith would have to go. One of them at least.
fix the lone players. So it's Pjanic, there's Cows and stuff.
Pjanic wants to come. Remember, I just told you Pjanic wants to come.
Right, he wants to stay. No, he wants to stay, but we don't.
He doesn't want to stay at Barcelona, but he wants to go on the preseason tour. He wants to do that. That's his plan is to go preseason, then go on loan after.
I mean, it's all right. It's all right. It's not that bad, he can come.
But like I said, Xavi wants the squad done. Signings, exits, loan,
right, no,
blah blah
but
blah.
that's not unreal. You can't do
That's
that.
not unreal. That's impossible. I said 0% that happen.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
I have a dream too. I dream I have, Lady Gaga, I have girls, I have money, but we can all dream. But this is what's this? Wait, 1, 2. So 2 weeks and a half. He wants the whole team done. No chance. Impossible.
No. We wouldn't even have activated the economical things. The economic
only
the
one will be done.
I mean,
one,
it's gonna
10%.
take time, but yeah, the good thing is that we're gonna end up the season with in a positive terms of the finances. So we'll have positive numbers, which will allow us flexibility to sign. If we get departures going, then we'll have more margin, and overall it's looking good. Carlos DB saying Lady Gaga is a man, by the way. Okay. We don't know. We don't know yet. We'll have to find out.
It's just the first name that came in my head. That's all. All right. So we'll end the live. We'll end it here, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We're gonna hope for the best in the next few months for Barcelona. Sign some players, get rid of some players. Then then the rest of the job is Xavi. He has to make the squad play well and win us some trophies. There's no trophies next season. We have to win something. I gotta see some armpits. Gotta see something. So, any final thoughts, Blog on our Planet?
No, overall, thank you for the invite, guys. It's a pleasure to join you. Channel is amazing, community amazing, and looking forward for the next one. We'll have one in my channel, of course. We'll get Barca Boy jumping Blaugrana Planet, and looking forward to this summer. And then it's gonna be a short first part of the season, then the World Cup. That's gonna be kind of weird, but
yeah.
But I'm looking forward to the end of the transfer market, see what happened really, and it's going to be exciting.
I'm excited for the transfer market to end and for the season to start. We want to see some football, so I'll leave you guys on that.
Lewandowski.
Yeah, hopefully the next couple of days. So that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like, subscribe down below, and we will see you next time. Forza Barca.